This is the flip through of the Monstarot Tarot Deck Travel Size by Joanna Nelson. So we start off here with this wild card, the Luminary, which is basically an entity that embodies the powers of the sun and the moon, and is to show people the way to hope. We have a Fool here. This one-eyed magician. The High Priestess. Communicating with a butterfly. The Empress here. The Emperor, so the power couple. The Emperor and the Empress. Hierophant. It's interesting to think about how these creatures came into being in the mind of the creator. Whether these were perhaps monsters that the creator kind of grew up with or inspired by TV monsters or something. This looks like a gremlin. Or if it's just a kind of offshoot of something else. Here's the Strength card. Makes me wonder how that head with sharp teeth and a tail is powerful. It just can eat your face off. Maybe it ate its own body. Who knows? The Hanged Monster. And yeah, so it's interesting to, in this kind of world, is it the very tiny micro monsters that have more power? Is it the bigger size monsters that have more power? I like this version of the tower. And what aspect of these monsters gives them the power? So I would say for human beings, there's the brain, the heart, aspects of the soul. But for these little things, do they get their powers from their wings? From their tails? So here we are at the Ace of Pentacles. Nice paper hat there. I'm assuming smiles in this Monstarot world mean the same as smiles in our world. And sad eyes in the Monstarot world are the same as in ours. I guess they also use pentacles to exchange value or assess value. I really like the unicorn pig. And I really like those cute bunny, lamb, unicorn goats. Ace of Swords. It also makes me wonder in terms of, in the Monstarot world, what would be considered odd or out of place. Because so far nothing seems to phase these creatures, or everything seems to be appropriately Monstarot-ish. I would say to understand these cards, though, you would still need to understand the basic traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Oh, is that a hummingbird? Nice. I like hummingbirds. I have a feeder outside my window, and my cat likes to talk to the hummingbirds. King of Swords. Now we're into the wands. It's almost like the blue ones remind me of Cookie Monster from Sesame Street, but with a shaved head. Almost you don't need to know the story of each of these different types of creatures, since they are part of the same universe. But if there is some kind of connection between them in terms of their place in, you know, the workforce, where in the universe they live, their abilities, what makes them dangerous to themselves or to each other, the joke that these creatures are sharing. The Five of Cups. Nine of Cups. So I would say in going through these, how I feel about it is not very much different from the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And here we are at the King of Cups. For this Monstarot deck, here is the back of the cards. The cardstock is kind of, it's stiff, but not too thick or too firm. Go ahead and try out some rifle shuffling here. And try some fold-in shuffling. There's no special edging on these cards, but for a travel deck it seems pretty you know, sturdy and pretty big for a travel deck. So I will go ahead and place in the comments a link to the initial deck interview, and I would love to hear any feedback that you have